Well, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Los Angeles Chargers Power Hour. It's episode 17. I want to thank JD, the fella backstage, for putting this together for me because I know we had a busy day. We have a busy week coming up, but I really appreciate it before we go to Vegas. So thank you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. JD, you want to hit that drop for Peacock? Head on over to the channel sponsor, this show's sponsor, and neonpeacockmerch.com. Also, Peacock has a brand new site out that is all premium merch. Then on my next show, probably towards the beginning of the season, I'll let you all know. I just got our draft shirt. This premium stuff is good. Maybe a little more, but well worth it. And this stuff is good. And there's some good stuff on this website too. There's polo shirts. This is going to be some exciting shit, man. So I'm looking forward to getting a Power Hour polo shirt. So head on over to neonpeacockmerch.com. There's custom tees, custom hoodies, drinkware, pillows, artwork, everywhere. So head on. Hey, Brendan, what's up? Hey, you're Texans. Yeah. Hey, what's up? Thanks to everyone. Emil, what's up? Hey, sorry about. Hey, I needed a little. I was kind of like bringing out recycled stuff, so I kind of like let it go, took a little break. The season's upon us, preseason, sis. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to Las Vegas, so I'm excited, man. But I needed a little break, and I thank the fella to having some time today, so I'm looking forward to making a good show. So as I said, head on to neonpeacockmerch.com, and I'll get the information on the next site and the next show. But JD, let's pull up that Cam Hart picture. Let's go. Well, I've been talking about offense, defense. Well, I'm going to talk about Cam Hart. Let's go. Well, he had a decent season year, but I think the Chargers this year are going to expect a little more from Cam Hart. He put up those numbers, last year. Well, let's get some more. I think it's going to be good for Chris O'Leary and for this defense, but I think Cam Hart's going to be good. I mean, it's a storyline, but he was productive last year, and I feel he's going to be a bigger part to this defense this year, and he's going to step up a little more. I mean, he's on the verge of becoming one of the stars for the Chargers. Hopefully, defense. I mean, and that's secondary. We need that. We have quite a few players on there, but I think Cam Hart could be a name to watch this year, not just for the Chargers, but also in fantasy football as a late round sleeper pick here and there. But I mean, he was valuable last year. He showed up, but we're gonna expect more from him. We're gonna expect more from this defense. I think this year's Chargers defense is gonna be really good. I know everyone's talking about the loss of Jesse Minter here and there. Yeah, we lost Jesse Minter, but I really do think Chris O'Leary's gonna have this group ready to play this year. I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people. I think we'll be a top 10 defense this year. I really do. I think it's going to be a great year. And Cam Hart's going to step up. The whole team's going to step up. The whole defense. If I watch what I saw in the preseason game against the Texans, I'm really excited. Hakeem Mesidor showed up, stepped up, and played well. I love our first-round pick. Jim Harbaugh, I just love what we did against the Texans. I know it's preseason, but I was excited. I saw the players that we're looking for, and I wanted to step up. I got to see these camp battles they were talking about. Yeah, they're stepping up. These players up. What's up? What kind of role do you think Keaton Mitchell will have in this new? Now, Emil, I was actually talking to JD backstage, and I'll give out my secrets. if I was going to say for fantasy, I think for me, if I'm going to, I have Hampton. Okay, I have Hampton shares. If I'm going to attach myself to Hampton, I'm going to attach myself this year to Vidal. And the reason why I'm going to do that, I don't care about giving out my secrets, is because I don't want to attach myself to Mitchell this year because of his injury history. Hey, I don't mind giving out that. It's about availability for me. And this year, I want to win. And in order to win, you got to have that availability on the field. I love Hampton, but Vidal, I think is going to be my say. That's just for me. That could be. It's up to anyone. But do I think he's going to have a new offensive scheme? I do. I watched. I didn't see him in the preseason, but I really do think this. Emil, he could be on kickoffs. He could be a field stretcher basically on the kickoffs. It's going to be interesting because also Mike McDaniel did say he wants to throw out 3 running backs. So that does throw us fantasy managers of, hey, do we have Hampton? Do we have Vidal? We have Mitchell. I'm not going to roster all 3, but I'm saying, that's Mike McDaniel's throwing out. He's going to ride the hot hand. But I like what I personally feel. It's going to be Hampton. But when Mike McDaniel said that in his press conference, I was like, oh man, fantasy managers, that's going to suck. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, we got to deal with that managers. But I think if it's going to be the Hampton show. Because I think it's going to be Hampton, but Mitchell's going to have a place in this offense. And it's going to, they're going to give Hampton a break here. Then with Mitchell and Vidal, it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. Or is it going to be scheming like game to game or who we play and stuff? I don't know. Week 1, we're 4 weeks away from football as of Sunday. So we're going to find out sooner or later. But man, you ain't for Emil, for me, that's for this year. That's why I told JD backstage. It's just his availability. Him having 2 season-ending injuries in Baltimore, that just kind of like that's where I just took the pause button. Now I'm backing off there, and I'll take Vidal. I'll take my chances, but that's just me. Everyone's different. Remember, I'm the ears of the street. I'm gonna take my gamble. I just got to. This is me this year. I'm just gonna go with Vidal and take that. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But I think Cam Hart is going to be a great a step up this year and for this Chargers defense. So we shall see. He had some solid numbers last year. Let me pull those numbers up. He had decent numbers last year. So I think. Do I call this a breakout season for Cam Hart? No, I think he's going to step up more than he did last year, and he's going to be a playmaker. So that's that. Hey, we shall see on that one. But hey, we shall see. What's it? Yeah, Emil, I don't know. I just I'm taking Vidal because of what he did last year and how he filled in for Hampton. He did have around 700. I think if I don't know the number off the top of my head, I think it was like 790 yards in the games that he did play. So. He did fill in admirably. But now we didn't have Mitchell last year. What role Mitchell's going to have this year is going to be defined probably when the depth chart comes out. So basically, stay tuned on that one, which will probably be the show after Vegas because I'm going to really dig deep pause on that one. I'm going to do a depth chart. I'm going to do a real breakdown, a fantasy show, and all that kind of stuff on the Chargers players. So as soon as I'm back from Vegas, I'm going to dig deep on that one. Pause and get to the what's up, Crooked Commish. Hey, shout out to the Crooked Commish and the Chicago Club. I look forward to seeing you this week in Vegas, my friend. It's going to be fun. Hey, I know your Bears are playing right now. I just had them on, but I tuned that off. But hey, they look pretty good from what I saw. But hey, so shout out to the Chicago Clubhouse. Head on over there. Take a look. You got the Mouth of the Bay, the Crooked Commish. Hey, you got a good cast of characters over there, man. Hey, I'll let out. Hey, JD, you want to pull up that number 2 picture? Hampton and Mitchell. Hey, Emil, you asked for some Mitchell news? I'm going to give it to you, man. That timing was kind of perfect. It was the perfect segment to come on into my new segment, man. I'm going to call this one Thunder and Lightning. Hampton and Mitchell could be the NFL's elite back, but I do think you can't just count out Vidal. There's going to be 3 of them there, but I know when you look at they're all talking about Hampton and Mitchell because we brought him in, but you got Vidal after this, so I'll get to this one. I'll say for one of the most developments this season was bringing in Keaton Mitchell. Chargers camp is growing hype around Mitchell. They're growing hype around this running back room because Keaton Mitchell was a wanted man by Mike McDaniels. Remember, there was a wanted poster, and he was one of them on that poster. So, hey, he wanted Keaton Mitchell. He also wanted Alan Ingle. He got both what he wanted. So we shall see how this offense plays out. Hold on a second. Damn, no. I mean, CBS recently ranked the Chargers, Hampton and Mitchell, as the number 10 running back duo in the NFL heading into the season. And it's easy to understand why CBS Sports thinks this way, but we shall see what actually happens. You know what I'm trying to say? We didn't really see much of Hampton last year due to his injuries, so we're going to see what we get in this system this year and whatnot. But I mean, we're going to get a power back in Amari and Hampton, a speedster in Keaton Mitchell, and you're going to get Vidal in this system. So I know it's about Mitchell and Hampton, but I have to also throw in, hey, there is a third running back there. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. It's going to be power. It's going to be speed. This offense could be fun to watch this year. The running back room, especially not for us fantasy managers, I'm not looking forward to it. I know I have Hampton shares, but this is what we fantasy managers have to deal with. It's what's going to come our way. But, I mean, I'm not saying Hampton is a traditional power back running back, but this backfield, it could be fun to watch this year. I mean, that's why I call it. It's going to be true thunder and lightning. It's going to be, we know what Hampton can do. We know what Mitchell can do. But, man, this is going to be fun when these two are on the field and how they're schemed and the plays they're going to scheme up for these two. But I really do think it is going to be some thunder and lightning, and there's going to be a lot more points this year for us fantasy managers. But who's going to get the touches? It's going to be both. But for me, I really see Hampton as the lead back, and then Mitchell. It's nice to have a backup running back in Vidal and in Mitchell now. But as I said, for us fantasy managers, it's like having scrambled eggs, man. You don't know what egg you're going to get or what running back you're going to get. So we're going to figure this one out. Crooked Commish, your team whooped the shit out of Peacock. Yo, Commish, it's fucking preseason, man. Preseason. What did they say? Playoffs? It's preseason. I'm loving what I saw from the Chargers. Man, it was Travis Burke. The guys that I was really looking forward to seeing. It showed up. I watched it early. I mean, unfortunately, I couldn't watch it live here in Texas. Unfortunately, I had to wait till 4 o'clock in the morning for the game to come on. And I'm like, my wife goes, no, we ain't watching that at 4 o'clock in the morning. I ended up watching it this morning before, and then I started watching JD and Cuzzo Kev stuff. But no, man, I watched the Chargers game this morning. I was happy. Now, do I think Trey Lance has that backup role locked in place? I really might not after what I watched. I don't think he does. He may want to watch out. He might be kind of jobless. I don't even know. Sorry, Trey, but I don't know. I think DJ might key on your heels on that one, but it's going to be a fun. Will help the run. Yeah, exactly. He's from Miami. Exactly. I mean, I think this. I'm excited for this offense. I mean, as for the fantasy point on the running back room, it's up in the air for me. But as a Chargers fan, I'm excited. I really am excited for this running back room, tight end room, and wide receiver room. What I saw from the wide receivers, I was excited. I love what I saw from Brennan Thompson. I love what I saw from the Chargers in general. I mean, our depth for a change is outstanding. From offensive line, we have depth. We never had that shit. Wide receiver room depth is amazing. Tight, I'm loving this. I mean, and I saw, and the Texans actually had a tight end, a young tight end that was very impressive. And I was impressed with that kid. I think I forget his name, but it was a name on my radar. But damn, Trey is already hairless. Yo, man, that hairline, you think he's got some money, you get a head of hair. Pause, but hey, I don't know. But Trey Lance is Trey Lance, but it is what, hey, at least I got some head of hair up there. I'll keep mine up there. Sorry, Trey, you got the money. I don't, but come on, get some hair up there, man. It's gonna from the camp battles I was gonna just talk about, I was excited. what I saw from Akeem Mesidor from when he played, Jim Harbaugh said he gave 150 fucking percent each play he was out there. He's excited. I'm excited. I'm jacked up for this season. I'm not going to get myself too high. I'm excited mostly for the depth that we have on the offensive line, the wide receiver. We're really in years past, the Chargers really didn't have depth. Now we actually have. We built from the trenches out. We have players that were undrafted players that are coming up and they're producing. And I'm loving it. This is what it's about. These players that are told that they can't do this, and they're coming out and they're balling out. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, just Trey Lance. But no, I think this offense and for Amari and Hampton, I've already given what I think Hampton. Do I think Mitchell takes into his carries? Yes, I do. Do I think he hurts his fantasy value? A little bit. But we know Amari and Hampton's injury history. Was he on the field that much last year? No, he missed a chunk of the season. So to me, maybe that's why Mitchell is there. But also we have Vidal there too. So I really do think this running back room is going to be what it is. But how the pecking order comes out is going to be fine. But I mean, you look, Amari Hampton, he's got that burst of speed. Once he gets in the open field, it's good night, Irene. Same with Keaton Mitchell. I mean, are we going to use him on kickoffs? I don't even know now. I haven't seen it. We've only had one preseason game. I look forward to the next game, but I'll be in Vegas for that against the San Francisco 49ers. I know the gangbang Niner game. We'll be all watching that game. I'll have my Chargers gear on, loud and proud. Now, don't worry.
Yes, Niner sir. Gang, bang, bang, not gang, bang, bro. Paul.
Since I said that, JD. I know. I had it written down, too. I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm going to get that shit. It's been a while. But you know what? That's going to be a game I'm looking forward to watch with the crew. I know I'm going to be surrounded by a bunch of 49er fans from JD, from Bogey, from Candlestick. Hey, it is what it is. It's going to be fun. It's preseason. But it's football. Football is back. Yeah, Emil, Hey, Emil, I haven't said that in a while. But you know what? I got to get that under because I got the fella backstage that's always going to chime in and correct me. So I'll get that taken care of. But no, I think when you get into Keaton Mitchell, we know exactly the speed Mitchell brings to the table. Every time he touches the ball, it could be a 6. Or it could be another first down, but we're going to find out. At this point, I'm convinced Lee is doing it on purpose. Hey, you never know what Lee's going to do. You never know what you're going to get. Now, Commish, just find that out on Thursday. When I see you, man, yeah, it's going to be a good time. But, man, whatever comes out of my mouth, it could be free-flowing. It could be whatever. But it's going to be fun. But, hey, as Spuccini says, it's facts. But you know what? You never know what the fuck you're going to get. From me, it's the ears to the motherfucking street. Let's go. And I'm excited for Vegas, man. I'm excited to see the Crooked Commish. I'm excited to see Dennis Holmes from the Ignorant Thinkers podcast. People that weren't there last year. I swear to God, y'all are missing out. But you want to tune in on the 21st for the second annual West Side League draft. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be on YouTube. And seriously, you got to see all the cast of characters you see on the Gen Wealth, the Chicago Clubhouse, everything. You're gonna see us all. We're gonna be having a good time. We're gonna be bringing you a lot of fun. We're gonna have the giveaways from the JSN helmet to other giveaways. It's gonna be a good time.
Let me play this since you're talking about it. Let me play the motherfucking thing, bro.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back, y'all. 2 seconds, man. My dog hyping this shit up, man. We gotta play the drop, right?
Vegas, get ready for the ultimate draft.
GWN.
The GWN. The GWN.
GWN draft. West Side League shit, baby. West Side League.
West Side.
It's West Side League.
The West Side draft.
West Side League draft.
West Side League live draft.
Your boy Neon Peacock here.
This is Johnny Mittens.
This is Bogart Scott-Free, a.k.a. Metatron.
It's your boy Primetime Derek.
It is the Crooked Commish here.
Ginger Ninja. It's the reigning champ of the West Side League live draft weekend, a.k.a. V. Guccini.
2026, Las Vegas, the West Side Fantasy Football Draft.
ending because it's going to be Bones versus Ainsworth. I'm getting my revenge. I ain't going to give the revenge I gave last year, but Bones, I'm looking forward to seeing you Thursday. I know you got your secret security with you, but you know what? You don't got to worry about it. I know Bones is with Bogey, but I ain't going to worry. It's a business trip. Fuck that shit. Last year was last year. This year is this year. I'm focused. I know what I'm coming for, and I'm coming for the fella. He's got that prize. It's probably going to be showing up pretty soon. He's going to get it Thursday, but you know what? We're all coming for it. You're a mark man. You're the champion for a reason. We're coming for you, champ. Let's go. I know Derek. Shout out to my boy, Derek. Shout out to everyone in the chat that supports me. But, man, thank you, everyone. Hey, Derek, I can't wait to see you, man. This is going to be fun. Let's go. We're going to have some fun. This year, man, it's fucking party time in Vegas. Yeah, let's go. I'm excited. I know the fella's excited. The defending champ is excited. But this is going to be a fun year in Vegas. Let's see what we got. All right, yes, Daylon Henley, one of my favorites. I'm looking forward to this one. So let's get to Daylon Henley. All right. I haven't talked much. I've talked a lot about offense so far, but let me talk about Daylon Henley. I think he's going to be a standout this year. I really think our linebacker room is excited. Can't wait. Yo, hey, Derek, I'm excited, man. I got the stuff packed up. I packed up last night. I got the draft board for JD. I got all the things I'm bringing for everyone else, but I got your stuff taken care of too. But I'm all looking. But I think Daylon Henley this year, I'm going to call it, he's ready to make a statement this year. Yeah. We know what Daylon Henley has done the past 2 years. He's actually playing for a contract coming up too. I mean, Chargers Daylon Henley recently said the matchup, shout out to my boy King D. He's marked the Rams game as the game of the year for him. He says the Rams game means everything to him. And that's exactly the kind of mentality the Chargers fans want to hear. This isn't just another one on the schedule. It's the Battle of LA. Opportunity to prove what team is the best in LA. Hey, we know the Rams already have a title. So, hey, they got the bragging rights. It's their stadium, Kroenke Stadium. It's all right. Yeah, we're just rentals. We just rent the damn stadium. It is what it is. But as for Daylon Henley, he's become the heartbeat of that Chargers defense. His speed, his instincts, his ability to go from sideline to sideline allows him to make impact plays. Every phase of the game, Daylon Henley is involved. His name is mentioned quite a bit. But he's shutting down the run. He's covering the running backs, the tight ends, or even creating turnovers. Henley has developed into one of the NFL's rising stars at the linebacker position. And the Los Angeles Chargers, I won't lie, that running back room is getting nice. You got Tully over there. You got Mesidor over there. You got Mr. Khalil Mack over there. We got a stable of running. Hey, and I never mentioned Junior Colson actually showed the fuck up against the Texans. I was like, where has that man been? He actually showed up in the stat sheet. I was like, damn, we haven't seen anything from that boy. Hey, that's going to be something to watch. I mean, that's another linebacker we haven't had for 2 years who's been injured. Yo, man. Lee, is Asante still? No, Asante Samuel, I believe he's over with Asante Samuel. No, he's been gone from us for 2 years now. I'm trying to think where he ended up going. I know it's an AFC West team, an AFC team. I can't be certain which one, but no, he's not with us anymore. Who's y'all corners? Oh, God. Oh, you got me there. Our cornerback. Oh, let me just look that up for you, man. But our cornerbacks, our cornerbacks. Yo, man, I should know this by heart, but it's been a day. Our cornerbacks, we have Cam Hart over there. I know that. It's Cam Hart. We have two Steele's over there, too. Okay, I got pulled it up here. So cornerbacks, right? So cornerbacks. Good cornerbacks. Okay, you got Tarheeb Steele, Deontay Jackson, and then, And then, those are Steele, Jackson, and we got another rookie over there too. That was there last year. But you got Cam Hart, we got Deion Leonard, and Eric Rogers also. So yeah, we do have I really do think the corners. Yeah, Steele is my guy. Yeah, Guccini, JD is right. Steele is the guy. But I think Steele is going to step up this year. I think our cornerback room, I really think is going to flourish this year. I really do think you're going to see a lot of those guys like Steele and Cam Hart step up this year. I mean, I think Chris O'Leary is going to make that cornerback room very exciting this year. So for fantasy purposes, that is some players you may want. Like I know I got JD. I think last year I got Steele from him, or I was going to, but I do have a couple shares of Steele and Hart. So I'm excited to see what they do this year and see how this all plays out. But it's going to be fun this year. I think you're right. It might be Pitts. I think it was Pittsburgh. JD, you're right on that one. Now that I remember doing the news on that day, yeah, he went over there. But I do think Henley steps up this year. Daylon Henley, his stats have been great the last 2 years. I really think this year he steps up, and I know he's playing for an extension. Paul is coming up, but I really do think he's going to flourish. I do think that linebacker room this year and that defense is going to step up. And I really do think it. I'm not saying it. I think this defense without Minter is not – I might say it's going to be what it was last year. No, it's going to be a little different. Do I think we drop off a little bit? Yeah, a tad bit, but I don't see much of a regression. But, O'Leary was familiar with these players a few years ago, so I'm not too concerned about it. But as I said, Henley has the Rams game. Hey, the Rams have built a roster with championship aspirations, just like the Los Angeles Chargers have this year. So to me, it's going to be a fun game. I know King D's looking forward to that game. I know he's going to be coming on my show that week. I'm going to give him, let him talk his Ramley talk. And I'm looking forward to having my buddy King D on the show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. This year is going to be fun. I'm going to have a lot of guests this year. I'm going to bring in Chiefs people from Chiefs podcast. I'm going to bring in Buffalo Bills people I know, Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to try to cover every single team this year if I can. If not, but it's going to be a fun year. This year, I'm excited. Last year, didn't get to have I had guests, but this year, I'm going to bring in other fan bases and other podcasts to basically network with other people, get the show out there, but also let them talk their stuff. I mean, it's going to be fun this year. I'm going to network it out this year. I want to have some fun this year. I want to get to know other people, the fan bases, and hear their sides. I talked a lot of shit last year, but last year was last year. This year, I'm going to be serious and take it really fun this year and have a good time with it, because I'm looking forward to what I have planned this year. I'm looking forward to the guests I have planned. And I'm also going to have my friend Booga Peters come on here and there. I'm going to have a lot of Chargers people on here and there, and it's going to be fun this year. But this year is going to be fun. I know there's a lot of hatred from me last year. I might have I'll have that when I have rivalry games. I'll bring the hate, but I'm going to tone it back this year. But I got to watch it because I'm going to be on other shows too. So I got to respect other people that they got to come on my show. So I'm going to ask the same back. But no, I think this year's going to be fun. Daylon Henley, I think. Now, like last year, his projected stats for this year are going to be like, I'd say around 150 tackles, maybe 98 solo tackles, and 52 to 54 on assisted tackles. I'd say around 4.5 to 5 sacks, about 10 to 12 tackles for loss. Quarterback hits, he was around 6 or 7 last year. I think he'll have around 8 this year. Interceptions, maybe 1 to 2. Pass breakups, a good 6 or 7. Forced fumbles, maybe 2. And maybe fumble recoveries, I'm going to say about 1. But that's what I'm doing. But Henley this year for fantasy, though, he's going to be a solid player. I mean, especially if you're going to have like Khalil Mack or Tully, you're going to want to have someone like that, But for IDP purposes, he is decent in IDP. But on my next show towards the season, I will work out all the IDP fantasy players and all the offensive players. I will break down on that because it's going to be close to the season. Drafts have already started, but then again, some people draft just before the season, so I'm going to do that just for that. And, hey, I'm looking forward, as I told King D on the phone the other day, I'm looking forward to that Rams game. It might be the Battle of L.A., but, hey, it's going to be a fun game. because I'm going to talk a lot of smack that week. I know that. I talk a lot of smack every single week. But if it's the Rams' house, which it is, they have a title in there, that Ramley, it's going to be a fun game, but it's going to be a good show. I'll always make it a good show. Even if I have to make an ass of myself, I'll make it a good show. Now, this segment here is the fellas guy this year. Now, JD, the fella backstage, is very big on Brennan Thompson this year, just as much as that. We were in a bunch of leagues this year, and trust me, if JD didn't get him, I did try to get him. It is what it is. But you know what? I do think this is the year. Brennan Thompson has a big year. In this offense, with the Mike McDaniel offense, he wanted him in the draft. He got him. Said he wanted Ingalls. He wanted Mitchell. But he also wanted Brennan Thompson. And what I saw so far, he in camp, he's been killing it. Justin Herbert and he are having lights out chemistry together. And that ain't on my notes. I just by watching all the blurbs, seeing the highlights, Justin Herbert and Brennan Thompson have some good chemistry together on the field. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this season. So let me get to every training camp battle, you get battles here and there. But we have a wide receiver room this year, but I really do feel Brennan Thompson's going to be an X factor on this team this year. Show out. This boy is already showing he's going to be the real deal. He was one of the fastest in this draft. So, hey, we're going to have a speedster. If he's going to be the Tyreek Hill of this offense, we're going to see. But I'm excited to see what JD really hyped him up. I know in his videos, I'm hyped up to see what he can do. I mean, preseason is preseason. He's going to get the touches. He's going to pause. But we're going to see what I'm looking excited to see how they work him into this offense. I mean, we do have a plethora of wide receivers now. KLS, I must say, he showed up in that Houston Texans game. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, we weren't playing our starters. But KLS actually stepped up. And I remember seeing in the Bolt Blitz Uncut thread on Facebook that, hey, they mentioned the Chargers could carry 6 wide receivers. And that wouldn't shock me the way KLS showed up. But no, I think Brennan Thompson brings something the Chargers offense has been searching for a while, a game-changing speed. After running an amazing 4.2640 at the NFL draft, he entered NFL as one of the fastest players, I said, in the entire draft class. I think it was the second fastest, first or second, give or take. But at Mississippi State, he led the SEC with over 1,054 receiving yards while averaging 18.5 yards per catch. And he isn't just fast. He can turn on the speed and get that production. But now pair that speed with the offensive mind of Mike McDaniel and a quarterback in Justin Herbert. And that has me flowing. What can be and what could happen? It's going to be a fun year. Just think the creative mind of Mike McDaniel, the arm of Justin Herbert, and the speed of Brennan Thompson. Add all those three equivalents together. And what do we get? It's going to be an exciting year for the Justin Herbert and Brennan Thompson. I mean, for fantasy purposes, it's going to be nice. It's going to be when is the question and how is he used? But, I'm going to get to a segment a bit later on, and I'll talk more about Brennan Thompson. But I do think it's going to be a year. It depends on, for me, it's when do we see him? Is it going to be gadget plays or is it going to be certain plays? Who knows? But for fantasy purposes, I don't know. But because remember, we do have a crowded wide receiver room. You got Quentin Johnson. You got Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson. You got Trey Harris, who I think is going to have a big year. Who's in line for a big year in this offense? And you have, as I just mentioned long ago, KLS, Lambert Smith. He balled out in that game. So this wide receiver room, and then you add Brennan Thompson. We have 5 receivers. And then you add Njoku. Then you add Gadsden. This is something that hey, what's up, Chase? Shout out to Chase and the Orange Crush. No, man, this is going to be an offense with this many weapons. As a Chargers fan, I can't remember when our wide receiver room, our tight end room, and the running back room was this crowded. I'm not saying crowded, but it's a nice thing to have because the injuries the Chargers always have, it's always a mess. But now, as I said earlier when the show started, this depth on this team is now, you can say it was a weakness. This year is more of it's not a weakness this year. We have depth for a change, something we never had. Jim Harbaugh finally has got that depth for us, and I'm loving it. But I really do think Brennan Thompson this year is going to be a special player. How he's used is going to be wonderful. Chase goes, did my first draft last night, and I drafted the Laddie at the 3-4 turn. Hey, congratulations, man. That's not a bad pick right there. I think Ladd's going to have a big year. This Chargers offense, Chase, even if it's against the Orange Crush or whomever, man, I think this offense is going to be a lot different than last year. Y'all got a Waddle. Hey, kudos to y'all. You didn't have that last year. But, man, that's a good pick for the lad right there at the 3-4 turn. I hope the rest of your team works out for you, man. Yeah, I've done, I think, up to date, probably like I have a draft a little later today. One of my home leagues I've been in for about 6 or 7 years, but at that, and then I got one tomorrow. But I'm more focused on my draft that's coming up on next Friday. That's all I'm worried about. But good luck in the race. No, not one. But as I think for Brennan Thompson, if I say projected fantasy stats this year, I'm going to say he's going to have around 42 receiving yards, maybe about 680 yards, give or take, maybe 4 to 5 touchdowns. Have a few rushing attempts here and there because the Mike McDaniel offense, they're going to use that speed here and there. Maybe some rushing yards here and there. Total touchdowns on the year. I'm going to say this for Brendan Thompson. I'm going to say 4 to 5 touchdowns. That's just what I think. But anything can happen how he's going to be used a bit. I mean, if Thompson is as I said, if Brendan Thompson is the number 3 wide receiver role and continues building trust with Justin Herbert, those numbers are going to climb. I really do. Higher. And I feel those numbers will climb higher if he's the number 3 wide receiver because you know what? We're going to see what Trey Harris does this year. It's going to see who I don't know how Mike McDaniels is going to use them in this offense. But as I said, with the scheme that McDaniels throws out there, it's going to be interesting who's used here. We know Ladd's the number 1. We know Q's the number 2. But who is that number 3? I might get to that a bit later in this segment, but and it's going to be interesting how all these things play out this year. But as I said, keep an eye on Brendan Thompson this year. Through training camp, everything has been working out for him so far. The chemistry with Justin Herbert, the yards after the catch, the long plays. And I think this year, our explosive plays are going to be fun to watch this year. So, hey. But, JD, you want to pull up that Joe Alt picture? All righty. Joe Alt. I said on the last show, when he was on the field, we were 5-1. When he was off the field, we were 6-6. That's a big difference. So to me, he's 100% healthy. We had a scare early in camp, I won't lie, and it wasn't Joel. It was Rashawn Slater. He went down. And oh man, when I saw that blur, my throat, right down, I was like, oh no, the curse is real. No, he's actually fine. But I think they're gonna sit him out the rest of the preseason, and he's just gonna be ready for the season. That was scary, man. Because I hyped this offense up. I feel this. The Chargers go this year as far as this offensive line stays healthy. If this offensive line does not, all these projections for fantasy players are out the window because we saw last year what Justin Herbert did without an offensive line. Now you do that this year with a healthy offensive line. I see those numbers go up and up and up this year for all these fantasy. How's the interior offense? Chase, our interior offensive line this year, we're healthy. We have additions. We have a new center. I'm happy with that. We went from a bottom of the league center, was straight a clown, to we went to the number. We picked up Tyler Biotis for 2 years. We got him for $30 million for roughly 3 years, but I think it could be here 1 or 2. But no, I love what we've done. We've added a lot of addition to the offensive line. We have depth for a change. We have our tackles back and Rashawn Slater and Joel fully healthy back. So the interior line is looking good. The question is, can we stay healthy is the question this year. And if that line stays healthy this year, I think it's going to be a difference, because we saw last year, we went through 16 different combinations on the offensive line. Justin Herbert had 129 quarterback hits last year, most in the NFL. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks last year. I'm not going to go off the numbers. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know the quarterback hits. I know it was a number that I don't want to remember this year, but I don't want to keep track this year. But you know what? We shall see. But the offensive line is healthy, and hopefully it's a strong point to this team this year. I'm looking forward to that. But hey, having Joe Alt back is going to be huge. He's one of the biggest reasons why the Los Angeles Chargers takes another step in the 2026 season, along with Rashawn Slater. I mean, as I said, to me, we didn't have to go out and make a splash on the offensive line. We know Joe Alt was coming back. We know Rashawn Slater was coming back. So to me, those were huge, just off-season splashes in its own, having them both back. And as I said earlier, we know what Joe Alt does when he's on the field and when he's off the field. But being back and healthy and 100% clear to practice and to play, that's even more exciting. I don't think we see much of them in the preseason. I don't see them at all, if at all. We may, but maybe a first series or something. But for us, for our playoff chances this year, having Alt back, having Slater back is a huge boost, knowing that we have our tackles healthy back. What up, King D? Hey, King D, you missed a segment. I was talking about the Ramley, man. As I said earlier, I'm looking forward to having you on the show, man. And I know you're looking forward to going to that Chargers-Rams game, man. But it's going to be fun, man. And I hope your draft's going well over the 32-man league and whatever, man. But it's shout out to King D, and I thank the support. All these guys have always been there. You guys are always good. So I appreciate each and every one of you. But no, I mean, with Alt back, Slater back, and the additions to this offensive line, I'm excited for this year. But it's going to be, I think, having them both back, it's going to be a tremendous boost to this offensive line and to this team, knowing, hey, we got our cornerstone tackles back. We got Justin Herbert protected. If we keep Justin Herbert upright, we keep his jersey clean. Hey, the Rams have a hell of a defense. That's going to be a hell of a game with King D and all that shit. So, man, I know they got Myles Garrett over it, and then they probably have look who's coming back. You know, he may have been retired for 2 years, but Aaron Donald's going to be coming back, and it's going to be any time now. They said there was going to be an announcement this week. There was no announcement because I would report it, but no. Aaron Donald will be back. It's just a matter of when. If it's the playoffs or is it the middle of the season, we shall see. Yeah, it's just, it's going to be a fun. I think that Rams game it's going to be an exciting one, but having Alt back, having Slater back, but a healthy Joe Alt, it doesn't just protect the quarterback. He elevates the entire offense. The running backs have more room to operate. The passing game. Justin Herbert last year didn't have time to operate. This year, he's going to have that. Give that boy, Justin Herbert, time to operate, and he's going to dissect some of these defenses. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be a huge thing for this Chargers offense. Clip that. It's going to be an indecent amount for our offense this year, having these tackles. More time to throw, more time. It's going to be wonderful for this offense. As I said, stay healthy. There's a lot of things that could happen this year for this Chargers offense, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, it's going to take the pressure off Justin Herbert. It's going to keep his jersey clean. But, hey, Mike McDaniels is going to scheme up a lot of plays this year that we Charger fans haven't seen before. This is all new wrinkles for us. Is Mike McDaniel here for 1 year or possibly, hey, could we just keep him around a little more? We shall see. There's all these wonderful questions. What ifs? What if that? But, man, just all these schemes, having the tackles back. I'm excited for this year. I know a lot of Chargers fans are excited, but as Chargers fans, we always have to have that curse of injuries. Now, I know injuries happen to every single team, but I don't know what it is at the Chargers. They're always cursed with injuries. Call me crazy, but I think the Chargers should go after Vita. You know what, Emil, we do have cap room. I ain't gonna lie, but if you want my heart of hearts, the fellas backstage, I really do think the 49ers, out of anyone, could actually just show him the money, whatever he wants. The 49ers have the money. I'm not saying they're going to, but he wants to go to a California team. Is it the San Francisco 49ers? Is it the Los Angeles Chargers, or even if it's the Las Vegas Raiders? I've seen that too. But it's going to be interesting. And I did see a blurb saying the Tampa Bay Bucks do want to keep him. That's their main goal, is they want to keep him. But he's unhappy. He wants to be traded. But we'll see how this all plays out towards the beginning of the season. I think if anything happens, it's going to be before the season. So, yeah, but, hey, I would love him to come on over. It would be a welcome addition. Don't get me wrong. If I'm correct, I think we have about $40.6 million in cap space. You know, the 49ers have 72.4, if I'm correct. I know it's 72. Don't know the exact number, but I know the 49ers are leading the league with 72 million, and the Chargers are around 40. So, I mean, what happens to Villa is going to be interesting for sure. But I think it's going to be wonderful. I mean, for Joe Alt and Rashawn, I think who it helps the most is going to be the offensive weapons for the Los Angeles Chargers, from Justin Herbert, Amari and Hampton, and any fantasy player. It's going to open up, and the wide receivers especially. I think having our tackles back and this offensive line healthy is going to help the Los Angeles Chargers offensive fantasy players this year more than last year, because it's going to give Justin Herbert more time to dissect the offense and the defenses and throw the ball more. He's going to have protection this year. That's all I'm going to say. I really think it's going to help this year. I mean, Herbert's got better pass protection, means more time to throw the ball, and hopefully less sacks. I mean, Amari Hampton, he's got to have more improved blocking, should help create more explosive plays for him this year. Keaton Mitchell, stronger run blocking, increases his chances of, breaking big long runs. Pause. Lad McConkey and the wide receivers, more time in the pocket allows deeper throws, and Justin Herbert to hit the long throws more. So it's going to be a lot of do's and the last year was a different story. I think this year is going to be a lot different for the Chargers and for the fantasy players of the Chargers. But I think Justin Herbert's going to thrive this year. I think I got him around 4,800 yards this year. That's what I have Herbert at. I have him at 4,800 yards, at like maybe 33 touchdowns this year, possibly 10 interceptions. I've already gone over Hampton, but I will work on all that stuff on the next show. But I really do. With the Chargers offensive line, I think it's going to be top 5, maybe in pass blocking win rate. Maybe I'd think about 30 sacks allowed for this team, possibly. And the top 10 rushing offense. And I really do. But that's if it stays healthy. Emil says, "What? I'll help you all run defense." Yeah, it's gonna be a little. But I did pull up some stats. All right, JD, segment 6. I'm gonna go with the Lad McConkey, Quentin Johnson. I do have some stats here that I pulled up. Now I know Lad is number 1, Shoes number 2. Now, there's a debate going on. I saw it in one of the Chargers groups I'm in. Who's the better receiver? Is it going to be Lad McConkey this year or Quentin Johnson? I've seen people saying Quentin Johnson could out yardage Lad McConkey. Do I think so? It's going to be interesting. But for Lad this year, I think he's going to have about 66 receptions. Lad last year was 66 receptions last year, 789 yards, 6 touchdowns. And Quentin Johnson last year, 51 receptions, 735 yards, 8 TDs. But, it's going to be interesting to see. Now, last year, Lad was a overall 37 wide receiver. Last year, Quentin Johnson was a 39 to 45. So this year, I do think Lad's going to be probably second or third round, as someone said earlier, who they drafted. And I think Quentin Johnson this year is going to be drafted a little sooner than last year because of the Mike McDaniel effect. We know what Quentin Johnson's done the last 2 years. He's had 8 touchdowns. And just think of what Mike McDaniel does, and he could put him in the – if Quentin Johnson is put in the right spot, he wasn't in the Roman offense. Now I'm being honest. If he does in this Mike McDaniel offense and balls out this year, I know we paid him $18 million, but is Q here next year? Who knows? or is it someplace else? But I really do. I think Ladd versus Q. It's going to be a hell of it could be a hell of a fantasy debate. But for me, I'd be drafting Ladd first over Q for sure. But I think Ladd's going to ball out this year. I think it's Quentin Johnson's going to ball out this year because you know what? He's fighting for another contract. So if Quentin Johnson does do that, he was known here at TCU for the yards after the catch. And I think if anything this year, he's going to get a lot of yards after the catch this year. I know he's had some troubles in camp of bubble. But, it's camp. But he had that problem last year, and that didn't really show in the season. He had two drops. 2 to 4 drops last year. So, hey, I know Quentin Johnson always has these butterfinger things. I call them butterfingers. Get it out of the way in the preseason. I'll take it. When it comes to the season, don't drop those balls, Q. But as I said, if I look at fantasy breakdown for Ladd McConkey for me is about a wide receiver. He's going to be a second-round pick for sure. That's for me, for Ladd. I expect him to lead the Chargers in targets. I think it's a safer weekly floor, especially in PPR. Strong chemistry with Justin Herbert. We know Ladd has great chemistry, and has a legitimate wide receiver one upside. And if this offense takes another step, but I think Ladd is gonna. And that's the pros. Now the cons. It's going to cost a premium pick for Ladd. It's around 3 or 4, I'd say. Needs a heavy volume to outperform his draft cost. But we know Ladd, what he can do. We saw that his rookie year. And if we get the Ladd of the rookie year, I think you're going to get, and you're going to enjoy it. And your fantasy season is going to be good. Now, as for Quentin Johnson. Hey, Q. I'll say this year, it's going to be a much cheaper draft price, possibly. Touchdown upside remains intriguing. Will he have 8 or will he have more? It's going to be a shout out to my boy Derek. He's going to be an excellent best ball and flex option this year, I think, for fantasy. If he takes another leap, he could smash that ADP for sure. So those would be my pros on him. Now the cons for Quentin Johnson: less consistent target share, lower weekly floor than McConkey. And I'll say Quentin Johnson is a more boomer bust production player. That's the only thing about Q. He can be boom. We saw what he did last year early in the season. He went off. Then he took some weeks off because it was something else. So that's why I call it the boomer bust for that one. But, if I'm just going to say the best player, it's going to be Ladd McConkey. Is the best value at cost. Quentin Johnson, if you're drafting, he's a safer pick, projects to finish the chart. He's going to get his numbers, but I think he's going to be around that 8 touchdown things again. I think he's been consistent. But, man, you can't – it's going to be Ladd first, me, and then Q. But I do think Q this year will go a little sooner than last year in drafts. I already have my share of Q, so I don't have to worry about it. I know I put it out there. I like Q, but I've always been a Quentin Johnson fan, even since he came out. Just not because he went to TCU. Yeah, that's part of it. And he's also on the Chargers, so I'm guilty as charged there. But, hey, I followed him at TCU. He's on the Chargers, and hey, I'm gonna back my boy up, Quentin Johnson. Let's go. And so I want any Chargers squad player. I want them all to do well. So to me, I think it's gonna be a good year for both. But hey, now as I mentioned someone earlier, JD, you want to pull up that badass picture? Biotish, there we go. I said we have a new center. Well, Tyler Biotish is the engine for this offensive line. He's going to be the quarterback on this offensive line. He's going to run the show. So when people talk about the Chargers offense, the conversation's got to usually shift to Justin Herbert right away. We had a clown run on the show last year. Bradley Bozeman was a clown. The guy couldn't block. The guy had Justin Herbert almost killed. Now we have a badass. Not just a badass. It's Tyler Biotish. That's his name. But I call him a badass. Because you know what? He's going to be a badass for this Chargers team. But hey, don't overlook that we spent, $30 million for 2 years? But center was a bad. I remember I was talking months ago. I want Tyler Linderbaum. He went to Bakes. They spent $75 million. I'll take it. What did I say? You can shop at Neiman Marcus or you can shop at a discount store. We didn't shop. We just got a good deal. Our GM got a great deal. on a center that we needed. For $30 million, it was well worth it than paying what they paid Tyler Linderbaum over in Vegas. So shout out to Bakes. I know they have a new quarterback on a rookie contract, so they could do that. But hey, man, I think Tyler Biadasz is going to be a dependable physical presence in the middle of the offensive line for the Chargers this year. He's responsible for making the protection calls, identifying the defensive calls and the fronts, and ensuring everyone is on the same page, that the leadership is going to be very valuable this year, something we never had the last 2 years with the clown, Bradley Bozeman. I mean, he's got wonderful football IQ, makes him a perfect fit and an anchor for this Mike McDaniel's new blocking scheme, whether if it's the lanes, the running game, or keeping the pocket clean. Justin Herbert's got a new center, man. It's going to be fun this year. It helps. He's going to help everything run a lot more smoothly than it has the past couple of years. I mean, if we want to be a championship football team, we had to make it a splash and make an addition, and the center was a drastic need. And I'm glad we got that. And we also have Jake Slaughter, who also played very well against the Texans and showed he's gonna, looks like he's probably gonna play left guard at times. But hey, he's our center of the future also too. So to me, what I saw from Jake Slaughter was great. But I know Tyler Biadasz is going to be here. If it's here for a year or two, that's fine. He can teach Jake Slaughter until Slaughter takes over. But I'm looking forward to it. But to be a championship football team, we need to have a championship roster. We weren't a championship roster last year with the clown there, and I'm sorry. I'm not knocking my team. I know I'm talking shit about him, but Bradley the Clown Bozeman was a clown. I'm glad when I saw the blurb come across my phone that he was gone. I was happy as a mofo. I think a lot. Happy times in retirement. Thank you for your services, but you almost got our quarterback killed half the time, so that's all I got to say on that one. But no, I mean, Biadasz has going to be a hell of an upgrade. What we were last, I think it was like 33rd or something. So we were in the double digits. Now we have a 9th ranked center. That's something, hey, we can hold our head about. Something on our offensive line. We worked on our offensive line this year. We got our tackles back, so it's going to be fun. But all right, so let me get back to let me get to segment 8. And I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Brendan Thompson. Well, who is going to win our wide receiver 3 job? Is it going to be Trey Harris, who has the physical, dependable, and ready to make an impact? Keambert Lambert-Smith, who balled out against the Texans. He did quite well. His elite speed with the ability to stretch the field. We're going to have that this year. We're going to have a lot of stretching the field this year, so it's going to be fun. And then, as I said, you got the fella stage, backstage. Brendan Thompson, explosive playmaker who can change the game with one touch of the football. So we're going to see who is our wide receiver. Each receiver brings something different to this Chargers offense, and the competition is wide open, as Jim Harbaugh said in his press conference. So who do you all think is going to be the wide receiver role? Is it going to be Trey Harris? Is it going to be KLS? Or is it going to be Brendan Thompson? We're going to see how it plays out in the next 2 preseason games. Well, that will be something to keep an eye on for Chargers fans and for this Chargers offense and for your fantasy drafts. Who is that wide receiver 3? But if you're asking me, I'm going to say I think Brendan Thompson's going to get that wide receiver 3 role. I think he's going to be an X factor in this offense. Mike McDaniel wouldn't just single-handedly single him out in the draft and say, that's the guy I want. Obviously, if he's singling out players what he wants, that player is going to play a big impact in this offense and the Mike McDaniel offense and his schemes. So obviously he has a thing for, hey, I want to do something with this kid. He's got the speed. He's got the speed. He's got the ability. So it should be fun. So on that note, I'm going to get to the news and notes. JD, can you pull up that picture, please? Alrighty. Well, Justin Herbert is now on the depth of the team wide receiver at tight end. It's a great problem to have, and many guys like that. Now, as for Chargers star Edge Tully, there's been rumors that he could have a deal in place soon, but we shall see. I haven't seen anything. As for Justin Herbert, he jumped from from 56 to 39 in the 2026 NFL Top 100. As for Tyler Biadasch's chemistry with Justin Herbert, he says so far it keeps getting better and better. He's super smart. He's a great teammate and a friend off the field. And he says, I can't say enough great things about him, and our relationship is growing more and more each day. As for Mike McDaniels, he said Justin Herbert has exceeded expectation in adapting in the Mike McDaniel offense. And Chargers right tackle Joe Alt on edge Akeem Mesidor. He's going to be an elite player who works extremely hard. And then Jim Harbaugh said KOD as Waukee is in the lead for the starting spot at left guard, but Jake Slaughter could be also in the mix though too. He says he's probably been one of the most consistent players in camp. And he said Jake Slaughter is way ahead of schedule and in the mix to start at left guard. And shout out to the Chargers who inducted John Carney, Anthony Miller into the Hall of Fame, Chargers Hall of Fame. Okay, JD, you want to pull up those QR pictures? Because I know JD's got something going on. All right, shout out to my boy Booga Peters over at the Bolt Blitz Uncut, which you'll find me there on Tuesday nights for half an hour, breaking down what's new with the Chargers and stuff like that. Also, Taylor Bloom over at the Electric Ed podcast. You can catch her over on the Bolt Splits on Wednesdays with Booger, and she has her own shows here and there over on YouTube on her channel. Shout out to the Jay over at Charged Up podcast over on TikTok. He's on the bottom corner one. Also, shout out to my friend Joe Madden over at Joe Madden Sports, who will also be a guest coming towards the beginning of the season when I get back from Las Vegas. And last but not least, shout out to Fella Backstage and his Heart to Start podcast and his killing videos with his cousin Kevin. They were some great series. You want to check them out over on the Heart to Start YouTube channel and also on the Gen Wealth, probably also. You can try to tune that in. But hey, man, you're killing it every single week. I love watching the videos. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to JD. Shout out to everyone over in the Gen Wealth. But on that note, thank you all for tuning in. And the next episode will be coming up probably after our adventure in Las Vegas. So I look forward to bringing you episode 18. I'm going to make that a fantasy special and what's to come for the season, because the season was right around the corner from there. But on that note, I want to wish you all a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. And rest of your weekend. Shout out to my boy JD, the fella fell back. Good luck to your son's second soccer game today. Thank you for taking the time today for this, and thank you for everyone for tuning in from Emil, Derek, King D, Chase, Crooked Commish, everyone. I appreciate all. And Guccini, all that. On that note, bolt up. Good luck to everyone's team this coming season, and I'll see you all for the next episode. Peace.
with the rock and you fumbled it. Finna spin the block in the mothership. Rock like Woodstock, big stock, smother shit. Word to Uncle Sam, we tax like the government. Still in the game till this day, I'm in love with it. You are now rocking with the most coveted. Unapologetic, let you know who you fucking with. What's the use? I got the juice. Tapping head tops like duck, duck, goose. Slide off smooth in a coupe, no roof. Rocking sheep's clothing, I'm the big bad wolf. Double up, we gon' double down and double that. If I feel I'm double crossed, I'ma double back. That's a couple hundred large in a duffel bag. Blitzkrieg, somebody's gonna end up a pack. Yeah, with the shit. Finna call a blitz, make you call it quits. I can execute the plan or improv off script. With my brothers from another living color with the skit. Yeah, with the shit. Finna call a blitz, make you call it quits. I can execute the plan or improv off script. With my brothers from another living color with the skit. Yeah, you half steppers can't fuck with this. I'm with the big steppers and we stumping shit. Ice grill, you can feel the momentum shift. Alpha and the Omega, I'm the Genesis. Real savage, go getter. Yeah, I'm getting it. School of hard knock, I'm the mascot, flipping shit.